Hey there, students. So we are going to look at our Camel game. Uh, it is our Python project that's going to help us review several ideas. Um, one of those is loops, one is if statements, a lot of if statements, and some ideas of functions. So I'm actually going to code over in Visual Studio because it's a little bit clearer, but let's get a gist of what we're doing. So first off, here's some introductory material. I'm not going to read this. But here's Camel. Here's the introductory text. So I've given you this in the camelgame.py. Here is the menu choices that you are going to have. Okay. So the idea is we're going to be running a loop until the user enters Q for quit. And each time they're going to get a choice, and then you're going to give them a status. So for example, we're going to say they choose C, ahead full steam. You traveled some 12 miles. And the details are going to come later. Then they're going to see the menu again. Choice C, you traveled another 17 miles. Choice E, status check. You're going to see how many miles you've traveled, how many drinks are left in your canteen, and the natives are 31 miles behind you. So you're going to have some ideas there. And that's how the game is going to go until you win the game, or the natives come and take their camel back. Or you can do a horse, or you can do whatever you want to do. And there are like 21 steps to playing the game. Okay, so we're just going to do them one at a time. Create a program and print the instructions to the screen. Well, if you look over, you already have that stuff going on. So you can hit here, welcome to Camel, and there's the information there. Again, you can make this as funny or as humorous as you want to give that sort of thing going on. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is I'll look back at my instructions. Create a Boolean variable called done and set it to false. Okay, I'm going to take that. And actually, I'm going to put my values ahead of this. I'm going to come up here. I'm going to say done equals false, like so. Okay, so this is actually going to come down a bit. This is going to be kind of in the main program. So I'm going to put other stuff ahead of it, but you have it there to get started with. Then I'm going to come on down. Where are my instructions again? Write a function that's only purpose is to print the menu and ask the user for input. So here's my menu choices here. So I'm actually going to copy those, and I'm going to say def menu and paste them into here. And then I'm going to go ahead and write print statements so that we have some nice things going on for our menu options. Okay. And oh, this is very boring. Sorry about that, folks. Print quote there. You can sort of fast forward if you want through this very exciting print statement stuff here. And there, E, and okay. And now I'm going to say choice equals input. Please enter your choice. And I'm going to say choice, this choice to upper. Okay. So this is going to make the choice an upper case value. So I don't have to worry about later testing if they've given an A or a little a. I'm just going to return TURN choice. So here's the deal. So we're going to say in our main loop, well, we'll get there in a second. Let's follow our instructions. And create a while loop that will keep looping while done is false. Oh, well, here we go. And then inside the loop, call the function that prints the menu and returns the user's choice. Well, here we go. So we can do this. So we're going to say while not done. So while not done, while done is false, or it's not true, I'm going to say user choice equals menu. User choice Q. Done equals. Okay, so there we go. So I framed this up.
Can I give you a call back on a different line?
There.
I'll give you a call right back. Okay, thanks.
And we can test it to see if we little q also works. So our game quits. So we've taken the first little steps here. Test and make sure you can quit out of the game. Perfect. Now we're going to do these other things. Miles traveled, thirst, camel, tiredness, set them to 0. And we're going to create a distance for the natives or the owners have traveled and set it to -20. Create and set an initial drinks in the canteen. And then we're going to add if statements to see what is going on. So we're going to say elif if user does a status check. All right, so some variables. Miles traveled, thirst, camel, tired. So up at the top, we can say miles traveled, thirst. I don't know. I forget what the other ones were. Do more here. I'm going to leave that for you. I'm not going to do the whole game for you. And then we're going to add other choices like if user choice P or print status. And then to do print the user's status. So the details are over here. So we're going to see like drinks in canteen and how far back the owners are behind you and miles traveled. Okay, so we're going to look through that information. Add an elif handle if the user wants to stop for the night and reset the camel's tiredness to 0. Print that the camel is happy. And you're going to do some random amounts here. Natives move up. So you're going to add up to their score. All right. Handle if the user wants to go ahead full speed. Go forward a random amount between 10 and 20. Add an elif to your main program loop. And handle if the user wants to go ahead at a moderate speed. We're going to go ahead 5 to 12 inclusive. All right. Add 1 to thirst, 1 to camel tiredness, and all that sort of stuff. So we're also going to do some other checking. So we have elif to see that other information. So all the options for the users, and we're going to have to check some of their variables as well. So let's go back to our program. Sorry, that was a little sketchy there. So we'll do things like elif user choice equals A, B, C, D, E, A. And I'm going to put pass in here. This is a placeholder. Remember, pass is just giving us a chance to frame things up so that we don't have to do the code in there right now. So it's holding that spot, okay? Equals ABC, we need D, elif user choice D, pass, else, print, invalid menu option, okay? Now, we're also going to check down here if thirst, let's see, what did it say? Oh, crumbs, where'd I think go? Print you're thirsty if thirst is above 4. So we're going to go back and do something if thirst is greater than 4. Print you are thirsty. And you can come over here. Oh, wrong thing. Print you died of thirst if the user's thirst is above 6. Create code so program doesn't print both you are thirsty and you die of thirst. So do's an elif right there. So you're going to check some things here. You're going to check thirst, camel's tiredness again. And there you go with some stuff. So you can follow through with the rest of this. Now, this uses a lot of random numbers in here. So let's say we're going to do elif in your main program and handle if the user wants to go ahead full speed. If the user does, go forward a random amount between 10 and 20. Print how many travel. So we'll do this one here. Add 1 to thirst and 1 to 3 to camel tiredness. All right, let me try to remember what's going on here. So this is full speed ahead. Full speed ahead was C. It's here. Full speed. So I just said thirst equals thirst plus, oh crumb, I just forgot what was going on. 1 to thirst, 1. And then we're going to say distance traveled is going to be a random number. So here we got to go up to the top real quick here. We have to import random. And then we're going to generate a random number. Random.rand int. And it is going to give us a random number between 10 and 20. Oh. Random int 10, 20. Okay. And now I'm going to add that onto miles traveled. So miles traveled. And you could do this all on one line. I just pushed this out. And so there's your example, how to use your random number right there. Okay. So this should give you enough information to get started on Camel and make some good progress.